Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back for another Pokemon Red solo run. This time we'll be running Venusaur, the final evolution of Bulbasaur, one of the original starters of this game. Anyway, if you're a fan of Resident Evil, this time we name our rival Claire, and the Pokemon we give to Claire is Charizard. And here's why. Venusaur is a dual grass and poison type Pokemon, which makes it weak to ground, bug, psychic, flying, poison, fire and ice. Now, looking at the Gen 1 Pokédex, bug Pokemon aren't particularly known to be very tanky, so I got that one out of my list. Venusaur's grass type would easily overpower ground types, so I got that out of the list as well. Again, with poison types, there aren't any Pokemon that can take on Venusaur. Although Kangar comes close because it is a ghost and poison type Pokemon, it doesn't learn any poison type moves by leveling up, so I also forgot about poison types. For psychic types, the best Pokemon I could go for is Mewtwo, but I didn't want to repeat the same as the last run, so I quickly discarded that option as well, which only leaves us with flying, fire and ice. Now, if we really want a challenge, what we're looking for is a Pokemon that has two of those types at the same time. In Gen 1, only 3 Pokemon fit that criteria: Charizard, Articuno and Moltres. Now, the reason I don't choose any of the 2 legendary birds is because they only start with 2 moves each. Moltres starts with Fire Spin and Peck, Articuno starts with Ice Beam and Peck as well. Even though those moves are effective against Venusaur, they would carry those moves up until the very end of the game, so that would make the run very boring. Also, they both learn Agility at level 55, and since Agility is a psychic type move and Venusaur is weak against it, they would probably keep on using it and it would make the last fight very boring. So instead, I go for Charizard. It starts with 4 moves, one of them being Ember, which is super effective against Venusaur, and then learns a couple more moves along the way. So out of them all, it has the highest variety. Even though it doesn't learn any flying type moves, it still has the 2 types, so Venusaur won't be dealing much damage to it anyway. Okay, now that we're done here, it's time to fight Claire for the first time. Obviously, by knowing Ember, Charizard only goes for it and takes me down very quickly. Which seems like a very bad start, but Venusaur can learn pretty interesting moves of its own. We get the Pokédex from Oak and go directly to Viridian Forest. Here, before going for the last trainer, I go fight another one because I wasn't sure I could beat the last one at level 5, and it seems like Venusaur levels up pretty fast because I level up 3 whole levels in that one fight. So of course, I'm easily able to take down the last trainer of Viridian Forest. And I level up to level 9. Obviously, having a Venusaur, this time we're going to be super effective against Brock's Pokemon. So we skip the trainer before Brock and go directly for him. And of course, you might have guessed, but this is a massacre. One Vine Whip is enough to take down Geodude, and another one is enough to take down Onix. 14 minutes into the game and we already have the first badge. This is looking good. Now obviously, since Claire has a Charizard, we battle every trainer between Pewter and Cerulean, because if we don't, Charizard will probably give us some trouble. Additionally, once we get to Cerulean, the first step is going to Misty's gym. Again, since Venusaur is a grass type, we're going to be super effective against her Pokemon. So we battle the trainers inside of the gym just to get that tiny little boost of experience for Claire, and then we go for Misty. This time, Staryu doesn't go down in one hit, but I use Tackle right after and take it down. I would have needed 3 hits for Starmie, but fortunately I crit on the second Vine Whip and win the fight. So we've already got 2 badges. This is going really well so far. But now we need to take on Claire. Let's see how that goes. I decide to go for Tackle instead of Vine Whip for Pidgeotto, and although I take it down, I unfortunately get hit with a Sand Attack and a couple of Quick Attacks. But then I had a big brain moment. Since Abra only knows Teleport, I can use Leech Seed and then go for Growl over and over until I recover all my HP. And that's exactly what I do. Once my HP is replenished, I go for Tackle and take it down. Rat Attack comes up and a Vine Whip is enough to defeat it. Next comes Charizard. And since I'm level 24 and Charizard is level 17, I can outspeed it and go for Tackle. On the first try it goes for Scratch, and then on the second try it goes for Ember, but I noticed that Ember is doing as much damage as my Tackle is. As long as I can outspeed and hit every time, I should be good. Fortunately, Charizard goes for Tuliers after that, which even though it lowers my defense, it gets me closer and closer to victory. Once its HP is low, I try going for Tackle again but miss and get hit with a Scratch. And even though my defense is lowered, I don't take that much damage and a last Tackle takes it down. Which means that in future runs, I might not go for every single trainer inside Mount Moon, because most of the time when I come to the second rival fight, I'm way too over leveled for this. Anyway, with the fight done, it's time to go to Bill's house. And I go for all the trainers again because I want to make sure I can take on Claire aboard the SSN. And that's exactly where we're going next. Once on the ship, I make sure I pick up Body Slam and teach it to Venusaur because I want that chance at paralyzing. Also, by beating the trainers on the way to Bill's house and then on the way to Vermilion, I level up to level 30 and learn Razor Leaf. Now the thing with Razor Leaf is that it has a high crit rate, and since crits are based on speed, and Venusaur has a base speed stat of 80, we can crit pretty much every single time. Which means that in the second fight against Claire, I actually go for Razor Leaf against Pidgeotto, and that's a one-hit kill. Now, although Razor Leaf has a high crit rate, it has 95 accuracy, which means I can miss, and it happens against Raticate, but since we're still pretty early in the game, it doesn't make too much of a difference. A single Razor Leaf is enough to take care of Raticate and Kadabra. Then I go for Body Slam against Charizard, and it takes a lot of HP. So on the next turn, even though I get hit with Ember, I go for Razor Leaf just to test it out, but even though it crits, it's not enough for me to take the win, so I go back to Body Slam and end the fight. Now that we have HM cut, it's time to go for Lieutenant Surge. And of course, Razor Leaf completely destroys his whole team. Even though Raichu doesn't fate in one hit, a second use is more than enough to take care of it, giving us the third badge. And you can see just how crazy Razor Leaf is, because I crit every single time. Anyway, we all know what's next. It's time to go fight Claire again inside Lavender Tower. And obviously, we fight as few trainers as we can until we get there. Once this fight starts, I hesitate between Body Slam and Razor Leaf, but go for Razor Leaf in the end. However, it doesn't kill in one hit, even though it's a crit. But it's not too much of a problem, as I go for Body Slam just right after, and thankfully I don't get hit with sand attacks, so everything's good so far. Growlithe and Execute go down with a Body Slam, and I defeat Kadabra with a Razor Leaf. Charizard is back, and I use Body Slam, which takes more than half its HP, and then I get hit with Ember. And even though it crits, it doesn't take that much damage. So I go for another Body Slam, and this fight is done. This has been the easiest third rival fight so far. Well, it's time to go to Celadon. Once we get to Celadon, since Venusaur can learn Double Team, we go buy it and teach it to it. This time we don't buy the Pokédoll, of course. Any bug or glitch that I show on my runs will only be shown once, except for the badge boost glitch, which will probably be used in every single run, or else some of them wouldn't be possible. So of course this means that this time we're going to go get the Sylph Scope inside the Game Corner's basement. And hey, it's time to fight Jokevani! As you can guess, this battle is a very one-sided one, as I go for Razor Leaf and one-shot every one of these Pokemon. With that out of the way, we pick up the Sylph Scope, and before going for Lavender Tower, we go for Erica. Now, because Venusaur is also a Poison type moves won't be effective against it, and on our side, using Razor Leaf won't be doing much damage to them, so we go for Body Slam and get an easy win against Erica. So far so good, 2 hours in, 4 badges. Next we fly over to Lavender and do all that yada yada inside the tower, just so we can get our Pokeflute. After we do, we now have access to Fuchsia, and here's where the main glitch of this run happens. So, quick disclaimer, before I show you this, if you don't know about this glitch, then you're probably going to laugh. So, don't drink anything in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Please. So what happens is, once you get to Fuchsia, you can go to the Safari Zone, where you have to go to get the HM for Surf and the Gold Tooth that you have to give to the man that gives you HM Strength. But what you can also do is, once you're inside the Safari Zone, just quickly go back. The NPC will ask you if you want to leave early. Answer no and he'll say good luck. Once you're back inside the Safari Zone, don't move and save the game. Once that is done, reset the game. After you load your save, you'll be back where you were. So now just head down and the NPC won't say anything. Now if you walk past him, he will ask you if you want to enter the Safari Zone. What you'll want to do is answer no, and then you can leave the building. Once you're out, even though you can't see it when you pause the game, the step count is active. So after 500 steps, you'll be taken back to the Safari Zone. So after 500 steps, you'll be warned that your steps are up and you'll be teleported back to the Safari Zone. And this is where the glitch really comes into play. What happens is that if you somehow get to a spinning platform and your step count is over while you were still spinning, then you'll get the message that your time's up, and get teleported back to the Safari Zone. But now you'll notice that every time you move, you spin. And once you get out of the building, you're magically back to Celadon. Now of course, this makes your movement slower, so what you'll want to do is use the bike all the way. And even though I didn't know how to stop this at first, I found a solution later on the run. So you'll see me spin around for quite a while. Anyway, the next thing we need to do is go fight Koga. In this fight, we set up our badge boost because we want to defeat everything as fast as possible, then proceed to mow down Koga's team with Body Slam. Fortunately, Weezing doesn't go for self-destruct and we get an easy win against it. 5 badges done, 3 to go. Next up, we head to Saffron. Time to go to the Sylph building. Since Venusaur can learn Sword Stance, I go pick it up, but I don't teach it immediately and just put it aside for now, because I prefer being able to dodge and kill slowly than having a high attack and be killed quickly. Anyway, it's time to go fight Claire again. Although I know that Pidgeot knows Wing Attack, I still go for the badge boost, because I'm unsure if Growlithe can hit me with Ember or if Execute will go for Hypnosis. So after being done, I take down Pidgeot using Body Slam. Growlithe also goes down in 1 hit, Execute needs 2 hits to faint, and against Alakazam I try going for a Razor Leaf, but even though it crits, it doesn't kill and I get hit with Confusion and die. First blackout so far. Well, let's try again. I go for the same strategy as before, taking down Pidgeot after setting up the badge boost. Unfortunately, after taking care of Growlithe, I level up, which cancels the badge boost. Fortunately though, I didn't fully set up against Pidgeot and then go for the badge boost against Execute. Once that's done, I take care of Execute with Body Slams, and once I get to Alakazam, I use Body Slam again, and I don't kill. And I get hit with Confusion. Fortunately, this time it's not a crit, so it doesn't kill, but unfortunately, I do get confused. I hit myself in Confusion twice, which leaves me at 5 HP. Thanks to my evasion, I'm able to dodge Alakazam's moves, and in the end I manage to hit with Body Slam and I take it down. So now I'm against Charizard with 5 HP. Thankfully, I get rid of the Confusion and Body Slam takes half of its HP. Charizard goes for Ember and misses, and then the second Body Slam crits, and I'm able to win. Whew! I cannot believe this. This was way too close for comfort. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. If you thought the spinning glitch was all I had to show for it, then I hope you're prepared for this. If you go into an elevator and use it while the glitch is still active, you can see me mutate into half snake and half human. What's unfortunate about this is that once you get out of the elevator, your sprite goes back to normal. You keep on spinning though, which is good. Anyway, after healing Venusaur, it's time to go for Jokvani again. Naturally, there's no way I'm going to use the badge boost on this fight. I take down Nidorino by using Body Slams, then Kangaskhan and Rhyhorn both go down with a single use of Razor Leaf, and then I go back to Body Slam for Nidoqueen, making this a very easy fight. Once this is done, we go fight Sabrina. Yeah, I didn't forget this time. So the fight starts, and I go for Body Slam against Kadabra and I take it down immediately. Once Mr. Mime comes up, I go for Double Team to set up the badge boost, and thankfully I dodge the first use of Confusion of Mr. Mime, which is greatly appreciated. I then finish up on setting up the badge boost and go for Body Slam again. Once Mr. Mime's down, Venomoth and Alakazam both go down with 1 use of Body Slam. I thought I would have more trouble in this fight because they are psychic types, but this was really easy actually. Thank God for Double Team. Or better yet, thank Game Freak for Double Team. Okay, it's time to go to Cinnabar. By the way, did I mention in this run that I really like the spinning glitch? No? Well, here's why. Upon coming back to Pallet Town because I wanted to surf to go to Cinnabar, I discovered that by surfing, you turn into Prof. Oak. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. So you become Oak, you don't spin anymore, and you're able to surf as Oak. I knew this glitch existed, but I hadn't seen anyone perform it before, so this was a first for me. Anyway, once we get to Cinnabar, we go get the secret key to open the gym and then go fight Blaine. As always, we answer the questions because we don't want to overlevel too much. Blaine sends out Growlithe and I go for the badge boost, but I only use it 5 times, because if I level up, I want to be able to use it once more, just to get a little bit of stat boosts. Anyway, once I'm done, I take down both Growlithe and Ponyta with one Body Slam, and then I level up. So I was right to do that. I use a double team against Rapidash, then go for Body Slam again. Even though I don't kill, I paralyze, and Rapidash becomes fully paralyzed, and I take it down on the very next turn. Arcanine comes up, and I go for Body Slam, which only takes half of its HP. And I get hit with Fire Blast. And while I was watching my HP go down, I got very silent. Fortunately, I'm able to live with 17 HP. Of course, I know that if I get hit again, I'm done. I go for another Body Slam, which doesn't kill, and fortunately, Arcanine gets paralyzed and it isn't able to act on the next turn. So one more use of Body Slam is able to take it down. I really thought I was going to get cremated on this fight. Thankfully, I'm able to make it out in one piece. Only one badge remaining. Let's go get it. And this is where I get an idea. If the spinning glitch is activated on a spinning platform, maybe I can deactivate it by standing on a spinning platform. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. I use a spinning platform, and that's it. I can now walk. Normally. Finally, normal movement speed. It's time to go fight Giovanni again. He sends Rhyhorn, and I go for double team. Now, I only intended to use it 5 times, but unfortunately Rhyhorn goes for Tail Whip after I use it for the 5th time, and it actually connects, so I have to use it one last time just to get a little bit of stats. Once that's done, Razor Leaf takes care of both Rhyhorn and Dugtrio. Nidoqueen and Nidoking both get taken down with 2 Body Slams, and then I level up. But it's not too much of a problem, since in Gen 1 Rhydon is a ground and rock type Pokemon. I go for Razor Leaf and take care of it in one hit. Giovanni is way too easy for Venusaur. But let's see if that applies for the fight against Claire. This time Pidgeot has a good thing going for it. It knows agility, so it doesn't use Wing Attack as often as it normally would. After using Double Team twice and taking it down with Body Slams, I use Double Team 2 more times against Rhyhorn and take it down with Razor Leaf. Growlithe goes down with the Body Slam, while Execute goes down with 2. Then I level up, and the problem is, the next Pokemon is Alakazam. Since my badge boost is deactivated, Alakazam outspeeds. Fortunately, it goes for Reflect. I go for Double Team once just to get a little bit of badge boost, and fortunately, I am able to dodge Alakazam every single time and take it down with Razor Leaf. Charizard is next. I go for Body Slam, which takes about 50% of its HP, and it goes for Flamethrower. Although it doesn't kill, it does burn me, which lowers my attack by a lot. The next Body Slam doesn't deal enough damage to kill it, and even though it misses Flamethrower, the next Body Slam doesn't kill either. On the next turn, it connects with Flamethrower and takes me down. On the next try, I go for the very same strategy. The only difference being that after I defeat Execute, I don't level up, and I'm able to outspeed Alakazam. Even though I don't kill in one hit, fortunately it misses with Psychic and I'm able to kill it. Now the problem is that I level up right after. Charizard comes out and I get hit with Flamethrower right off the bat. Fortunately, I survive at 15 HP and use Double Team. Thanks to that, I now outspeed Charizard and go for Body Slam, which paralyzes. Flamethrower misses and I go for another Body Slam, which puts it at about 1/3 of its health, and it is fully paralyzed, which is amazing. I go for a last Body Slam and I'm able to take it down. With 15 HP. It's the second time I'm able to take down Charizard with low HP. This is probably a bad thing for the league, but I really hope not. As always, we don't care about the trainers on Victory Road, and go straight to the Elite Four. So our first opponent is Lorelei. Since Venusaur is also a Grass-type Pokemon, Ice-type moves are effective against it. Fortunately, so are Psychic moves. Since Dugong knows Rest, it doesn't know whether to go for Aurora Beam or Rest, and that's a good thing, because thanks to that I'm able to set up the badge boost and then take it down with Razor Leaf, while at the same time not losing much HP. I quickly take down Cloyster with Razor Leaf, and then I level up, which cancels the badge boost, but it's not too much of a problem because I didn't fully set it up anyway. Once Slowbro comes out, I go for Razor Leaf, and since it doesn't kill, I go for Double Team again. Once that's done, I take down Slowbro with Body Slam. I also take down Jinx with Body Slam, and then go for Razor Leaf against Lapras. but I don't kill, and I get hit with Ice Beam. Thankfully, I survive for the third time in this run, and I'm able to take it down with the next use of Razor Leaf, granting me the first win against the Elite Four. Now, if you know anything about the Pokemon League in Generation 1, Bruno is a joke, and this time is no exception. Furthermore, Venusaur is a grass type, so this is going to be very easy. Since I know I'm going to level up soon, I don't set up the full badge boost against Onix and then take it down with Razor Leaf. I take care of Hitmonchan with Body Slam and Razor Leaf as well, and then since I level up, I go for a couple more double teams against Hitmon. After defeating it with one use of Razor Leaf, I do the same thing with Onix and then proceed to fight Machamp. And on this one, 2 uses of Razor Leaf are more than enough to take care of it. Like I said about 30 seconds ago, this fight is really easy. Moving on. If you thought that by beating Lorelei I'd have an easy time in the Pokemon League, well, think again. Agatha has a few surprises of her own. First off, Razor Leaf doesn't do much damage. Even though it crits, it's not nearly enough to take down Gengar even in 4 or 5 hits. And I really don't stand a chance, as I get put to sleep almost immediately and get defeated with Dream Eater and Nightshade. On the very next try, I get put to sleep immediately and go down as easily as last time, if not with even more ease than before. That's when I got an idea. I'm level 53, and at level 55 I learned Sleep Powder. So I end up using 2 rare candies just to learn it, because it will help me a lot. The fight starts, and while I get to our second Gengar, I realize I didn't use an elixir before coming to the fight, and I just reset the game because I know I'm not going to be able to win. On the very next try, I get put to sleep and die almost instantly. Okay, since this isn't working, I decide to use 2 more rare candies, just to see if I can finally outspeed Gengar, because if I can't, I will probably keep on dying over and over. So once I'm ready, I go back to Agatha and... yeah. Hypnosis again. Great. I also get hit with a Nightshade, but thankfully I wake up, so Gengar misses Dream Eater on the next turn and I go for Sleep Powder. I use Double Team twice and Agatha decides to switch to Golbat, so I go for Body Slam, and unfortunately Golbat goes for Haze and cancels my badge boost. On the next turn, Golbat goes for Confuse Ray and it hits. Although I hit myself in confusion once, I'm able to take down Golbat using Body Slams. So 1 down, 4 to go. Gengar is back, and I take the opportunity to use Double Team again. Then I switch to Razor Leaf and use Sleep Powder whenever I need to. Unfortunately, I'm not able to finish Gengar off, as Agatha switches to Haunter, but I go for the same strategy and I'm able to take it down pretty easily. Agatha sends Gengar back, and since it's low HP, I go for Razor Leaf and take it down as well. Arbok hits me once with Acid, but easily faints against some Body Slams. Now finally, I'm against the final Gengar. This time Gengar is faster, but thankfully it misses Nightshade and I put it to sleep. After that I use Double Team just to raise my speed a little, and then I use the same strategy I used for the other Gengar and Haunter. And after a couple of turns I'm finally able to take down Gengar, giving me the win against Agatha. This fight took a while. I hope Lance will be easier. Well, why don't we find that out? Lance sends Gyarados, and instead of going for Sleep Powder, I actually go for Double Team and get hit with an Hyper Beam and Dragon Rage, which I could have easily avoided. Anyway, I take down Gyarados using Razor Leaf and Body Slam, then level up to 58 and lose my badge boost. Dragonair is next, but fortunately I outspeed and make it go to sleep. Here I just set up the rest of my badge boost and then take care of it using Razor Leaf and Body Slam. The second Dragonair is sent and I put it to sleep and then take it down with 2 Body Slam. Then it's Aerodactyl's turn. Again I do the same thing, I put it to sleep, then go for Razor Leaf. And although it says it's not very effective, Aerodactyl is primarily a rock type Pokemon, so Razor Leaf is actually doing very effective damage. 2 uses are enough to take care of it. Now for Dragonite. This guy has a little bit more defense than the others, but it doesn't matter too much, as I make it go to sleep and then take it down using a couple of Body Slams as well. So Lance's fight was very easy. Also, thankfully, I level up to level 59 on the last Pokemon, which means I can properly plan when I'm going to use the badge boost against Claire. After healing Venusaur and restoring its moves, it's time to go. Claire sends Pidgeot, and again I do the exact same mistake I did against Lance. I go for Double Team instead of Sleep Powder, which of course lets Pidgeot hit me with Wing Attack once. After that, I do make it go to sleep and take it down using Body Slams. Alakazam is next, and thankfully I outspeed, then go for Body Slam and Razor Leaf and take it down as well. Rhydon is next, and of course, one use of Razor Leaf is more than enough to take care of it. It's Arcanine's turn, and I miss my first Sleep Powder and I get hit with Ember. I miss my second Sleep Powder and get hit with Ember. And I'm pretty close to dying. Thankfully, I'm able to make it go to sleep right after, and then set up a little bit of a badge boost, then take it down with Body Slam. Exeggutor comes out and I go for a Body Slam. Then on the next turn I go for Sleep Powder, but it wakes up right after and makes me go to sleep. Fortunately, I also wake up right after. Then we get stuck for a while using Sleep Powder and Hypnosis, but we miss pretty much every single hit. When I decide to go back for Body Slam, Exeggutor goes for Hypnosis and finally hits me. After that, it goes for Barrage, but thankfully it doesn't kill me and I'm able to wake up and take it down using Body Slam. Of course, I level up right after, which means my badge boost is gone. I'm at 24 HP and I'm going to fight Charizard. Well, fortunately, Charizard goes for Fire Spin, which has low accuracy, and thanks to my evasion I am able to avoid it and use Sleep Powder. After that I finished setting up my badge boost because I still had some uses left. And then, just to make sure I wouldn't leave Charizard with low HP and Claire would use an Hyper Potion, I go for Razor Leaf twice, it wakes up but it's already at low HP, so I go for a Body Slam and I manage to defeat it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times this has happened in this run. Winning a fight by a hair. But I'm glad, hey, I'm not complaining. Anyway, let's see how well Venusaur did. So we got Venusaur at level 60, and he got to the end of the game in 4 hours and 15 minutes of real time, with an in-game time of 4 hours and 5 minutes, and with only 6 deaths throughout the game. Now, what does Oak have to say about this run? It was Agatha all along. Like last run, if you got the reference, 10 points for you. And with this, we're back to the question of the day. Which grass-type Pokemon is your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments section below. Just so you know, mine is Grovyle, followed by Leafeon and then Decidueye. Anyway, if you liked the video, be sure to press that thumbs up and also consider subscribing, as this helps the channel. This was Venusaur's solo run. I hope you liked it. I know I did. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all on the next Pokemon solo run. Bye.